you'll be alright. Bye. I need to grab some headphones. Theater. Nope. There's that. Seems like I get overstimulated. I get overstimulated osities. Okay, grab some candy. Lollipop. I think I'm the only person I ever met that didn't like that movie Stand By Me. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bluetooth off. Off with the Bluetooth. Let me find some music for me. I've been on a go back. I've been on a Lost Boys kick this morning. Because I'm sitting in Mom's chair. Mom isn't awake yet. She's still snoozing. She missy blissy. So this movie came out in 1987, the original motion picture, The Lost Boys. And I remember, I was 12 years old. 12 years old was a hard time for me. So a lot of the music and the pop culture that came out that year, it's like stamped in my energetic field. Memorically, because I was in such a heightened state that whole year. Anyway, there's the scene, the opening credits, the titles to The Lost Boy. It's like there's a little excerpt. It's like a minute and 11 seconds long, where it looks like they're flying over the water. Here it is right here. You can't hear it. They're flying over the water, and then they come up to the boardwalk in Santa Cruz. That's it right here. So when I was 18, 17, I was a senior in high school. I had befriended this dude through a girl I went to high school with. She was a year younger. Her mom was dating this guy who did prosthetics. He made prosthetics. And he had a small airplane. And he had me and Mom come down and visit him. He lived in Felton. And we actually flew over, and actually, I saw this firsthand. We had to come back over inland. It was dark. The sun was setting, but the fog was rolling in. So we had to come back expeditiously, urgently, with this sense of urgency, because the cloud was coming in so fast, and you can get so turned around up there, it's dangerous. So I got to experience that. So I was listening to that song this morning. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Margie. I'm a hill empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I feel that I found it that it's important. I used to be a stuffer. I used to stuff all my feelings, all emotions, and then they come out sideways and at people that don't deserve it. So I guess my journey dictates that at some point you got to grow up and stop doing the same behaviors that cause harm to people and become more and more and more and more and more and more accountable. And I'm coming to that age myself. Careful what, this is going to be an episode of Careful What You Wish For. That's bright. I need to turn the fan off. Part of my story is about getting people to understand the reality of what Corp USA really is, and then a lot of it's most of it, all of it's commercial, and it's the foundation of bullshit is collapsing, and every now and again I come across things that I am to know. And today I was just going through my phone, and oh look, there's an article on news. There's Newsbreak. Let's open that. And then it came across my radar through the Cuesta del Rio News that serves Cuesta, Red River, Cerrillo, Castilla, Amelia, Llama, San Cristobal. And there's an article. I just was looking at this picture right here. Did I lose it? Did I lose the whole thing? Here, let me share this. Let me text it to myself. Okay. So I was looking at this photograph. That's on the picture of it. Okay, gung ho, boom, yeah, okay, that's what it looks like, right? And then the title of this article, it says, Taos lawyers film confronts the moral cost of Iraq and Afghanistan war. So there's a new documentary. I need to do my own documentary is what I need to do. I need to do my own. Exploring the emotional aftermath of war for Iraq and Afghanistan veterans will screen on Wednesday, August 6th at the Wildflower Gallery and Playhouse located at 1339 Paseo de Pueblo Sur in Taos. Titled, What I Want You to Know. The film was produced, see, because I've been asking my friend, my Earth Angel, Frangine, I said, I need the world to show me what we did to the planet, the people inhabiting the Earth in regions in Iraq from March 30th onward. And then this comes across my radar. So titled, What I Want You to Know, the film was produced by Taos-based attorney and Army veteran Travis Weiner, W-E-I, hooked on phonics. The screening begins at 6 with the Q&A with him following the screening. Suggested donation is $15, but the attendees are encouraged to pay what they can. The venue is accessible to all. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this and circle that in case I decide I want to go. Described as an intimate journey, What I Want You to Know features first-hand accounts from veterans detailing their combat experiences and their emotional toll of war. The film delves into the concept of moral injury, the psychological and spiritual harm caused by actions that conflict with the person's moral beliefs. The movie is an intimate journey alongside Iraq and Afghanistan veterans as they share deeply personal stories from their deployments, exploring truth, the justice, and the context of their wars. Their depictions of moral injury provide a unique and critical perspective at the cost and consequences of war. The guy who served in the military before becoming a lawyer created the documentary to shed light on the inner struggles of veterans, often in the face of returning home. I've been doing this for 8 years on YouTube. That's cool, though. I'm curious as to see what he put together. I sent him a message on Facebook. lot of things that people don't get is that the people that had the big buttons when I was in the early 2000s, they just retired, and they're collecting 15, 20 G's a month, while people in America, fucking, their skin is their fucking Americans are rotting, their flesh is rotting because they're in the streets and stuff. It's just terrible. They don't got clean water. They don't have access to a fucking decent place to take a shit. Like, I mean, all of this neglect. Because dudes that were freaking, yes men, they're always told yes. They just transition. They just transition from the military and then go over to the fucking government, and that's why it's always shit, because it's run by shitheads. So, all the reasons why I'm sorry for my service. Because it makes a bunch of assholes rich that are selfish and they don't like sharing with other people. It takes a lot of resources. Their fucking military intelligence is in fact an oxymoron. Dude, Washington D.C. is an extension of Hollywood. Okay, they're all overpaid actors. They're all bad actors. They can't, because they drink too much and they party. They're too much about the after party. Even the politicians. So it's coming back around. You can't live that way. You can't live in freaking nefarious ways. You can't do sinful acts all the time and don't think that is gonna put a big fucking dark fucking ripple out into the planet. That people don't think that's gonna put a stink in the whole world. Every now and again, I like to go for drives. Mom's been going for drives with me. It's been so nice. Outings with Mom. And then, nothing like being on a back road enjoying a nice view, and then fucking passing by old dude that has it fucking pulled out, making a piss puddle right there. Like, dude, it's gross. Like, people are disgusting, and they don't care to do any better. So the whole world is turning to garbage. More people are going out there. I see the changes. I see it. I see the changes. This week is going to be extra volatile. It's going to be one of those where people are going to overcompensate a lot. Like, they feel good. They're feeling high. They're feeling those high vibes. And what are they doing? Instead of using that extra energy that they don't ordinarily have to help make somebody's life, put their life make their life better, they're going to freaking just ride that wave of chasing sensations. So, lessons will be learned. Emotional control. Either you're going to have it or you're not. And then I live in Taos. People don't... There was a 6-car accident on Monday. I got pictures of the after effects because people don't give a fuck. Like, there's no... And people that don't give a fuck, to me, is a clear indication that you're not connected to source. You don't have a higher power. That tells... that those people are the most dangerous because they are the self-will run riot. They're the ones that don't answer to anyone but themselves, and they just go around doing whatever they want to do whenever they want to do that, and it puts people's lives at risk. Like, they never discipline themselves. We're seeing a civilization collapse because people just do not have the wherewithal to discipline themselves. They aren't connected to that voice that says, don't hit them in the face, you could kill them. They don't care. So now people are going around freaking decking people. People are dropping because they don't understand how fragile human life is. They don't get it. They don't care because they're disconnected from source. What they're connected to is those earthly sensations. They're connected to all those things that make them feel good. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, good fucking riddance. Those are all storylines I do not care about. I have no remorse for anybody, any false idol for profit, anybody that can cause that much carnage, waste, trash. Like, think about how much garbage, fucking concerts generate. Just cups, just waste, trash. A whole bunch of people getting together and their fucking guts exploding because they're all partaking. Like, it's a hodgepodge of low vibrational frequency, and it puts a taxing in areas, and it takes away from other people. Yeah, it's hoggy. It's gluttony. That's gluttony. Like, people dying on the streets in America, but hey, yes, they're still gonna support that team. It's a coin toss that they're gonna win, but it's all by the numbers too, because reality is contrived. They just want to take people's initiative away and their belief that they can create whatever ever environment that they want, because there's enough for everybody. But the people that don't like sharing, the stingy motherfuckers, the lizard fucking minded lizard brains, they don't like sharing. So they want to make their bunkers and take it all inside, you know, but hey, if you go to Mars, why are they making bunkers? Like, this whole world is a fucking lie. You can't throw garbage on the street without a man with a badge giving you a ticket that you gotta pay the city money because you threw garbage on the street, but a little bitch from South America is allowed to fucking litter the freaking world with his little space rockets. Dude, he's all that dude. I have a feeling, you ask the ladies and his wife that he's done all that weird science. Dude, you think, no, they didn't do it to have those kids. It's all in vitro shit. It's all, let's make the perfect little weirdo. Like, it's all that shit, you know? It's all because they gotta control everything. Even how their kids comes out, but it backfires because you can't play God. You can't mess with nature. So you mess with nature too much, nature's gonna smack you back. And now nature's been fucking smacking people back all over the planet. Floods don't happen because, yeah, it rains and rains and rains. Yeah, okay, it's a contributing factor, the water within. But it also meets the water within. The water above meets the water within. So a lot of these the floods, it's the earth cleansing from the inside. There's so many things that are pinchers of reality, but people are so delved in what they've been told. But see, I never bought the narrative. Because the people that were in charge, you could just feel that they were fucking liars, and I didn't believe them. So I'm over here always imagining how reality is, and these other people are like, that's not how it is. And they're adamant, no, that's not how it is. I'm like, what do you care? Well, I mean, I live in an all things possible, multiple universe. Like, for every being incarnated on this earth having an experience, it collectively derives what the shared experience is. So, like, you put in a room full of people that all believe in flat earth, and then you put one person in that's like, ultimately, chances are they're gonna all walk out of the room all believing in flat earth, even that last one that walked in not. And vice versa. Like, you get globe earthers, and then the one, like, it's just how energy works, potential works. And the more data that saturates an environment, it creates that reality. So Taos is going through a weird, like, growing spurt type thing. I only lived here 5 years, but Mom was born in Cuesta. Alright, so, like, we always been energetically linked to this land because Mom was born here. And it's the 35th parallel, and I was born on the 35th parallel in San Bernardino. And so, because like attracts like, and energy flows in magnetically. And so we ended up back in in a desperate situation. We ended up in a desperate place back in 2020. And so it was where but we needed a place, and it was where Mom was born, and then we found out after we moved here and stuff. And so, yeah, this community, they better be extra nice to her when she's out and about, I'll tell you what, because she's the chosen one, man. She's like she's a special little lady. She always has been. Glad I recognized it, and I didn't let my anger from things that happened when I was a little kid. She was a fucking kid herself. 2 kids, single on planet Earth. with nobody to defend her against all the dirty dudes that just wanted to do her. Like, I don't know. People build up these freaking stereotypes, and I'm just like, no, I know what they really are. I got Scorpio moon. People can't hide who they really are from me. I would rather people be like, no, I don't want to say that out loud. I don't want to make that happen. I'll keep that one to myself. But she's a neat little lady, and so she was born here, and because like attracts like, and magnetics and all that, and so we end up here. Just to be like, I met her cousin Adrian from Cuesta Cisneros. He got out of going to Vietnam because of who he knows. Everything's nepotism. The people that nobody cares about, they're the ones that carry fucking society in real life, because we're the ones that are doing the fucking shit work. Because everybody's taking all this time off doing their barbecues and giving a shit about their holidays, you have all of us bottom feeders that never had nobody, and we never became a part of the group, so we just kind of basically learned how to do everything. That's how I became a jack of all trades, because nobody was willing to do me any favor unless I could pay them so much. I never had that, so I just learned how to do everything myself. I became painfully, so I'm a mechanic, all kinds of systems, hydraulic systems, I was trained by the military, and then I went to college for IT, so computers. I don't give a shit about intelligence artificial. As far as I'm concerned, intelligence artificial is just fake news. It's just the fake state. It's just imposed reality. That's an intelligence artificial. And I don't want to hang out with the people that fucking play with that shit, because it's grown adult. You're a grown ass adult playing with the fucking child's toy. Like, if I want to freaking draw a picture, if I want a thumbnail with a certain picture, I'm going to create it organically, real. Something that you can see, even blip, if the power goes out. What are all these people that live in this world of make-believe, reindeer games, what are they going to do if the big one hits and they don't got electricity? How are they going to entertain themselves, Because I don't see that they're real capable. I guess that's when the tables will level, and then they'll be cleaning out the fucking toilets and shit like that, Give them they were so important in the other life. Let's make them real important, because clean toilets are important, because bugs and stuff like that. Cleanliness is important. So so many people are leaving. They're leaving Earth. They're leaving Taos. They're leaving New Mexico. They're leaving Texas. People are just wherever they have been. They're leaving that place to go someplace else. It's a trip. Experiences are shaken up. And you know what happens when you leave? It kicks up dust, it makes things dirty. So we'll see how people really are, how they clean up after themselves. That's how I learned how to downsize, because you have too much stuff. I can't maintain all that stuff that people carry around. In Taos, they got all their little fifth wheelers and their little ATVs and their houses on the back of their trucks, and they got every modern convenience while they go around just taking up fucking space from people that live here. Just, water pressure, just not adding anything to the community, and there's so many of them. They're like little cancers. People that like to consume capitalism, they're like little cancers, and they just freaking pile up garbage, and the garbage and the system it doesn't support, it needs to. I got all kinds of ideas. We'll see. I'm going to keep saying stuff out loud, and then I'm going to see if New Mexico, if anybody out there in New Mexico is listening, and then they'll make these things happen. Because I just want to see things happen. I want to see porta potties in fucking homeless camps. I want to see the city supporting the people, In New Mexico, they have fenced-in areas where people can live within tents. Just support the areas in which they are. They're comfortable there, so bring in dumpsters, bring in portable showers. Have heating stations in the winter, and have cooling stations in the summer. Give people means to take care of themselves. We need to support our country, because we never have. Because as a little girl growing up in the 70s, We went out without fucking a lot of meals. A lot of months we went without, like the last 4 or 5 days, because mom would make the food stretch. She would do a real good job, but oftentimes if something came up that she didn't plan for, an extra expense, or I broke something that she had to replace, or so, just seconds and inches, just that, just that stress. And so she would, there are oftentimes we wouldn't have food to eat at the end of the month, the last 5 6 days. That for years we didn't do Thanksgiving. We ate a turkey pot pie because she would always give us the choice. That's why I always give her the choice of what she wants to eat. Is because if she would give us the choice that she would get us a meal. Usually it'd be a chicken, not a turkey. But she would make the mashed potatoes and do all that stuff, like a regular people did, and or we could eat pot pies and eat the rest of the month too. And so we didn't have all Christmases were spent on Greyhound buses to appease the judge. So all these systems that are fucking dying right now, I'm happy for it. The federal government can go away, but they gotta let that money trickle down. You can't give it to You can't give it to fucking old fucking rich dudes that haven't seen their feet in 20 years without a mirror. It's funny. I saw that. That's one of my go-tos. Like I don't have a like. At least try. At least try. Because I've held on to my feelings and stuff. I used to be 200 pounds. I was only 5'3". Like I've had to deal with the weight loss journey. I started watching this funny. South Park has a whole video about weight loss. I started watching that. I was cracking up so hard this morning. That was so funny. Because people got to try. People, my whole life, they're like, hey man, it's not my fault I'm overweight. I have a thyroid problem. And now I look around planet Earth and I'm like, dude, the whole fucking planet has a thyroid problem. So, it's pretty funny. Other reasons why I'm sorry for my service is because it takes away from so many single moms. Because these fucking justifiable dick faces, they think they're right by saying things like we're defending the country when they're fucking paying themselves to sleep with men in other countries, and that's what America is. Corp USA. I get these flashes and I'm like, dude, why do people have fucking parades for America? I used to I drove the flight line for 4 years at Offutt Air Force Base. Even after I got a DUI, I still got in trouble. They kicked me out for whatever reason. So I got to prove myself. All the times I've got to prove myself, and I look around the world and I'm like, dude, these fucking people, dude, they can't. 29% of New Mexico can't read. 29 fucking percent of New Mexico can't read. That's just like, and people are like, what's wrong with New Mexico? Let's see. Let's see what's wrong with New Mexico. So, in addition to 29% of people not being able to read, the most prevalent STD, STI, is chlamydia, with the rate of 576.3 cases per 100,000 people. New Mexico also has a high rate of syphilis, rating 7th in the nation, with 182.9 cases per 100,000 people, while gonorrhea rates have decreased. You know why they get these? Is because at some point a dude put his wiener in a critter, in an animal. And so there's STDs, because that's America. Fucking, what's wrong with New Mexico? Everybody's mad, wants to fucking kill people when they get annoyed, instead of fucking healing their generational fucking anger, man. Do that. I got to. Come on, your turn. I got to. Every time I go out, I see his fucking nose everywhere I go. I grew up, I thought mom was Italian because of her nose, and she's like, when I was younger, she would talk about Cisneros and stuff. And so, moving here and finding out that her mother is Cecilia Cisneros, I'm telling you, man, be careful about asking for what truths you want. to find. Hi, Talk. Mama, love you, Baba Dots. I just blah, blah, blah. Think it's going to be overcast today. Ma, you want to go for a ride if it's overcast today?
Yeah.
Look, these are Mom's new shoes. She's been wearing these. She got these. And they fit her. Her foot is only this big. Her foot is the size of my foot. So, my hand. Because she was born with 2 club feet. I drove up to fucking a barbecue place the other day because somebody on Taos Reviews. There's a local group. It's an open group, I think. What's it called? I want to be concise. Okay, here. I'm just doing a talk. You don't need to get up yet. Unless you want to. I mean, you can. It's up to you. So the group is called Taos County Restaurant Reviews at Your Own Risk. And like, I've tried to do reviews and they don't go through. And I've done reviews and so I don't know. It's just a hit or miss. So I don't put a whole lot of effort into it. But this one dude did one and I like barbecue. I was fortunate though to live about a half mile from a barbecue place in Omaha called Heartland Barbecue, and that was probably the best barbecue I've ever had in my whole life. Even in Texas or Kansas City, like it was. We've always had access to, because food was always our treat. We didn't have a lot of extra, so we'd spend money on food. So anyway, food is significance. I think it brings. I see the value in it bringing, putting people in a good mood and bringing people together. But where I live, it's just charge them 500% for mediocre shit is what it is. And that was the experience that I had at this restaurant that this guy was like, let's see. He said the food was wonderful, the portions were good. To me, I got the 2 meat option with like the smoked sausage and then the brisket. It was like they took the spatula and scraped it on the bottom and like dumped it over. It was so, and I way over tipped that fucking chick too. The staff was, I gave her stickers. Yeah, so I don't know. And it was later in the day. I went like later in the day. I went in and I said, I did not have the same experience today. Glad you did though. I was going to take Mom, it rained. It was such a nice drive. Because that's where she was born. I think that might be energetically to go back and resolve at 74, at living this lifelong life. Oh, Mom was with me when we did that airplane ride too. Ma, you were there that night when we flew with that Brian guy.
Oh yeah.
Over Santa Cruz. And then I was getting all nervous because I was like, man, this fog is really thick, and he started getting a little nervous.
Yes.
That was fun. We've done a lot. I've taken Mom on a lot of adventures. Because she had so much in her. She just wanted to go walk around. She was the lady that walked all over Central Valley in the 90s, and then Anderson in the 2000s until she came to live with me, and then she walked around. Because she was always so grateful that she could walk because she was born without the ability to, and she didn't gain that ability until she was 4 years old. And so in gratitude, you do the things that you were not able to do. So, in gratitude, I push through a lot of the things that I don't want to do because I'm scared. Because I'm scared to do everything. Everything I've ever done in my whole entire life, I've gotten that adrenaline rush, and I don't like it, and I was afraid to do it, but the world didn't matter because I saw an outcome of how I wanted to live, and those are the things that I needed to do in order to live the way I want to live. And now, Ma, we have, what do they call that gross income? What do they call that income that you get every first of the month? Boom, boom. It just drops in there. Right? What is that? What is that? What expendable income? Is that what is that? Let me look it up. Expendable, is it expendable income? Expendable. Let's see. Expendable income. Known as discretionary income, refers to the money remaining after covering essential living expenses and taxes in the portion of your income that's available in non-essential spending. So saving or investments. Disposable income is the income remaining after, okay, expendable, okay. So our play money, basically, is that's what I get, our monopoly money, because that's what money is to me. It's means I just like, hey, I want to do this thing. Oh yeah, let's see. Are you going to be able to do this thing? Swipe that plastic. Do you have enough? Is it going to go through? Do you have the permissions? Are your Active Directory permissions set on planet Earth to get you to pass? You are allowed, or no, stupid cousin, you don't fucking get to go back to the end of the line, because I have spent most of my life at the end of the line. That is how I had the opportunity to just sit and watch everybody and how they acted with everybody else. I have been studying human psychology and why people do the stupid shit that they do my whole fucking life, because I grew up in environments that I was powerless in. I couldn't leave the places. I couldn't leave. Like, when mom was getting sexually assaulted in the kitchen, I tried to get up and go help her, and my brother grabbed my arm and said, pretend like you're asleep. Like, I was always the one. I have the help 'em spirit. I got Chiron and Aries. It's my path. People don't understand my path, because they don't, a lot of people haven't had the path that I've had, because they haven't had the broad spectrum. They weren't down here fucking eating scraps and, being hungry all the time and having to not do the fun stuff while everyone else is having fun. We're on a fucking bus, or we're sitting at home just waiting for the time to go by with our 3 channels and our little fucking 10-inch black and white TV. While all this pro-gross has evolved to this point that people can't even satisfy themselves anymore. They're committing suicide because they've lived all the life that they have to live in video games and on TV and in real life by the time they're the ripe old age of fucking 14 years old now. Because we collectively can't create environments where people want to live. I want to see in Taos a place where I can go that is like a fun center, right? They have them where they throw knives. I want to go and I want to use excavators. And I want to learn how to scoot and move earth and create foundations here, right? In a fun environment. And then the city and the county has a plethora of equipment just sitting that is so dauntly maintained, just meticulously maintained, that only a few get to touch because they're the privileged one. That people get to go through certifications at the fun place. They get to use that stuff, and then go out and with cooperation with the people in the community, go do work on land that people fucking need. Because we don't need money to help people. They just say, oh, our budgets. That's just excuses for stupid cousins to be like, no, we only want to do what we want to do. And they gigs up because I'm too smart. I've been around too many places and I know how things really work too much with the advantage of the privilege, and I'm going to put that on blast on everybody so that way more people get advantage of it. Because there's no reasons for anybody to be fucking living in squalor. See, now here's the thing. We give people that are camping the means to keep shit clean, trash bin, like stuff like that, shower, places where they can brush their teeth. We give them the means, and see how many people do drugs less. Make planet Earth a place worth living on, and less people are likely to just want to leave. That's what they're doing in America. All these people, all there's on my marketplace is covered with people selling their shit. Oh, moving to Mexico, leaving America, gotta go. Didn't do anything in the last 30, 40 years to make this place any better, but nobody else did either, so it's starting to get too stinky, so. But the born and raised are getting outnumbered by the people that, the transplants. I didn't come here on purpose. I tell people that all the time. I love Taos. I love this land. The people, they got a vibe higher. They make the place kind of hum. I like a little bit higher, but that's me. Anyway, got a lot of people that drive around hastily, all ages. You can't, and you can't say if they're local or from out of town. It doesn't matter. It's just people that have that spirit that their will overrides the will of good orderly direction. So now this week we're going to see more and more direct consequences of people with all gas and no brake, no discipline, no self-will. They're going to fucking make mistakes, and it's going to cost their lives, it's going to cost other people's lives. But hey, they were just trying to have a good time. Look at all these people driving their cars through parking lots and buildings. Like, I think it's the vaccine, see, because I noticed my personality changes when I was fucking at 5 years, and now we're at the 5-year mark, where people are all extra sensitive, and they don't know how to talk about their feelings or even put words to their emotions, because that doesn't go with the program, that doesn't go with the script. So people are just trying to do all these things to make themselves feel better. I didn't know, like, this whole Ozempic, like, neighborhood, this whole realm, I that's what it is. That's what this, like, these, like, people that look weird, they're all on this group of drugs that make their face look like fucking aliens, and their plastic surgery and Botox and shit like this. I saw a TikTok today, this young girl's like, I have to get Botox for my migraines. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. I'm like, dude, I've been living with fucking migraines for years. Like, eat a fucking edible, Like, you don't have, it's all vanity. I like the lines in my face. I like how easy. Like, you can't, is she mad? Is she gonna rip my face off? Or is she happy? Like, people can't tell. It's kind of nice. Keep them guessing. I'm a peaceful being. I don't believe in hurting people. I like letting people know that how their actions, if they're continued, are going to lead them in a path they don't want to go. That's what I do. That's kind of my role in life. If this, then that. Keep it acting this way. And it's mostly dudes that are like overcompensating, like the Virgo men, Pisces men, that energetically they're women. So they fucking overcompensate energetically. So because they want to be held in little spoon. They don't want the world to know what they're thinking and feeling. So they show this external I do the same thing. And I'm Aries, so I could back it up. And so you got a lot of people so you got these guys that are like, overcompensating with their feminine energies, into delving too much in their too much. Trucks, zoom, too much. Black smoke, zoom. Guns, zoom, boom, boom, too much. Overcompensating. Dominance, control, boom, boom. And it's in women too. I have these potentials. That's why I try to stay active. So I release the energy in ways that I tell myself to, instead of sitting around and then something happens and then I can't control my emotions or my response when it comes to a time that I need to. because I'm surrounded in a fucking place where people are unhinged. They don't control their emotions in Taos. Taos is sustained by people not controlling, or yeah, by living willfully. It's a tourist town. And it's not Taos. It's every town that's a tourist town. You are sustained. Like they always say, support local, and nobody in fucking local does anything to support me and Mom. One lady bought us lunch a couple weeks ago, so I can't say that. I wish I would have got her name. I was watching her for a while too. I was like, she seems nice. And then we went to leave. The waitress said, I think she was her name, said, did you see the lady over there? I was like, yeah. She's like, she bought your lunch. I was like, no fucking way. Because I do that. That don't happen back to me much anymore. So, Ma, you want to get up? You getting hungry? Yes. Should we see what the weather is going to do today? Yes. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me check the weather. Oh, it's 11. Weather. So it's only going to be 79. It's right now it's supposed to be 70 with the real feel. So 2 temperatures. So which temperature? The reality one or the pretend imposed one? I go by weather, I go by outside. But this lets me know how people feeling, because when we like when you got heat spikes, I think that's from people's temper flaring in proximal places on the latitudes. Like, you piss off a bunch of people on the 40th latitude, and then that induced potential creates ice cream sales to go up, and police reports to be filed more, because people get mad, they don't hold their emotions. It's all it doesn't have to be this way, because a fucking small group of people say it's like this, then this is how we gotta live, because they said so. And I'm just like, suck a dick, fucking dick bitches. Okay, so it's supposed to get thunderstorms. We had some thunderstorms last night. I don't know when the cloud coverage. We've been getting like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when the cloud. It's like the same day. That's what, these years, they're not like they're 365 days. It's like you have several of the same days over and over and over. And within those years, you have the same days from the year that they try to make you do the year prior, namely holidays, sporting events, and the year because they want to induce potentials into the environment at certain times of the year, especially those ritual days. So it's just the nefarious fucking just trying to control things instead of letting things happen organically, and it's all collapsing now. So that's about all I got for now. If you're here listening, thanks for hanging out. And for later, hope you have a rad day. Peace.